Continuing our non-finite, next we have infinitive. So the three non-finites are gerunds, participles, and infinitive. And this time we bring the non-finite continued infinitive. First of all, let us recall finite and non-finite verbs. Let's take the sentence, I'm playing. I, first person, singular. When we change it to third person, he is playing, we find that am playing is changed to is playing. When we change it to they are playing, we again find that he is playing or I am playing is changed to they are playing. So am playing, is playing, are playing. Here we have the first person, here we have third person singular and third person plural. So change of person or change of number, either change of person from singular to plural or change of number, first person to second person to third person, changes the verb. Am playing to is playing to are playing. Changing the number or person of the verb changes the subject and verb change simultaneously. You have to change the verb if you change the subject. When subject he becomes I, that is person third person to first person, is playing becomes am playing. So what we are doing, we are changing in person. When the subject he becomes they, change in number, singular to plural, is playing becomes are playing. Changing from singular to plural, is becomes are, and changing from first person to third person, am playing, is playing. This is how we change. The verb form changes with the number and person of the subject. Or we say, verb is bound by the subject in number and person. Such a verb is called a finite verb. A finite verb changes its form when the subject changes its number and person, or in grammar we say a finite verb is bound by the subject in number and person. Now look at these sentences. He likes to play. They like to play. I like to play. And do you like to play? It can be he, it can be they, it can be I, it can be you. To play does not change. To play, to play, to play, it does not change. This will change. This is a finite verb. Likes will become like. But to play does not change. In all these sentences, to play does not change. Whether you change the subject in number or in person, these words are called non-finite verbs. Now, gerund was also non-finite, but unlike gerund, here they do not end in ing, but they are preceded by the preposition to play, to go, to come, to walk, to run. These are called infinitives. So infinitive is a non-finite verb, not bound by the subject in number and person, but they are preceded by the verb to. He likes to play. He likes tea. Compare. They like to play. They like tea. Compare these two sentences. These are parallel constructs. They like to play. I like to play. I like tea. Do you like to play? Do you like tea? So comparing these, we can say, just as tea is the object, to play is also the object. These are parallel constructs. The object is a noun equivalent. Just as we say tea is a noun when we say he likes tea. He likes to play. To play is also the object. It's a noun equivalent, working as the object of the verb likes. Here are some more examples. He wants to go early. Now we have a parallel construct. He wants money. He wants money. He wants to go early. To go is a verb because it is formed from the verb go. It takes an adverb early. He wants to go. When? Early. Adverb of time. Early is the adverb of time. He wants money. Money is the object. Then he wants to go. To go is also the object. To go is a noun. It is a verb. Wants. It is the object. He wants to go. So to go is the object of the verb wants. It names an action. To go is an infinitive because it behaves as a verb as well as a noun. Like a gerund, it's a verb plus noun. Unlike a gerund, it's preceded by to and does not end in ing. It is also a verbal noun or verb plus noun or partly a verb and partly a noun. Partly a verb and partly a noun. It is the object of the verb wants, just as he wants money, he wants to go. And also, it is like a verb, it can take an adverb early, adverb of time. To drive a heavy truck well requires skill. To drive is a verb. Why? It is formed from the verb drive. It takes an adverb well. To drive well. To drive what? To drive well. It takes an object, a heavy truck. To drive what? To drive a heavy truck. So, to drive has an object. To drive what? To drive a truck. To drive how? To drive well. So, it requires an adverb. It can take an adverb. It's like a noun because it is a subject. Subject of the verb requires. To drive requires great skill. It names an action. It takes an adjective heavy. To drive a truck and to drive a heavy truck. So it's like a noun as well as a verb preceded by to. This is an infinitive. The preposition to in some cases may be implicit. What will you do if you see an old man fall? That is, to fall, to is omitted. Infinitive behave both as verbs and as nouns. They do not end in ing. They are usually preceded by the preposition to, but sometimes to is omitted. I saw him do it. That is, I saw him to do it. I helped him finish the work in time. I helped him to finish the work. Did you see him steal? You can also use the gerund form. Did you see him stealing? We saw the sunrise. You can also say we saw the sunrise, or we can say saw the sun rising. That is, we saw the sun to rise. That will not be there. That will not be there. We saw the sun to rise over the mountains. In many cases, either infinitive or gerund form may be used. Why? Because both of them are verbal nouns, partly verb and partly nouns. I saw him do it, or I saw him to do it. You can say, I saw him doing it. Did you see him steal? That is, did you see him to steal? Did you see him stealing? So here we have got infinitive, and here we have got gerund, ing form. We saw the sun rise over the mountains. We saw the sun rising over the mountain. To drive a heavy truck well requires a great skill. Driving a heavy truck well requires a great skill. That was our second part on non-finite. Next lesson we will be dealing with participles. Goodbye.